For the past week or two before I go to bed, I've been falling asleep to police videos, like police body cam videos. I'm sure you've seen channels like Explore With Us. You can just see from the title of these videos here to understand what I'm referring to. There's a lot of channels like this that are more focused on police body cam. I have a theory that a lot of these channels are AI voiced. All the narrators sound the same, but that's not the point of this video. So I started to notice something. I think it's a little bit disrespectful, but look, there'll be like somebody clearly breaking the law, resisting arrest, refusal to leave property, trespassing, whatever. Like I was watching one video of this guy who was trying to kidnap some 13-year-old girl at like Walmart or something. The dude was like 45 years old. And the first thing they always say, "Ah, I can't breathe. George Floyd, Trayvon Martin. Ah!" Literally, last night, I watched a video of a woman in a movie theater. And some of you may have seen this video if you know what I'm talking about. It came out like a month ago. Maybe I'll leave in the description, right? And she refused to leave the movie theater after causing a major disruption. And she started kicking the cops, spitting on them, which is many more offenses. And she's just there cussing them out and saying terrible things about them. But then she keeps saying in between these sentences, "I can't breathe. This is what you did to George Floyd." And she just literally, she's on the floor flopping around like a fish. She's just in handcuffs. Nobody's putting pressure on her neck. Nothing. She's literally just flopping on the floor by herself. And I'm just thinking to myself, yo, is this card really always going to be pulled? Now, let me set the record straight, because people are very sensitive about this topic and they assume the worst out of you when you make these sort of observations. When the whole George Floyd situation happened, I don't agree with how it was handled. I don't think putting your full body weight plus your heavy equipment on you with your knee applied to someone's neck while they're on the floor on their stomach, I don't think that was right. It wasn't justified. I know some people say that, oh, George Floyd, he really died because he had illegal substances inside of him. And then, that caused him to, and let's say, yo, chill, relax. Whatever theory you have about his death, I'm not here to argue it or play investigator. Okay. All I really know is that I don't think, under any circumstance, putting your body weight and knee on someone's neck is appropriate. I don't know what kind of protocol that is. If you put your knee on someone's neck, on someone's back, maybe to keep them down, okay, on their back, I get that. Even the upper back for a short period of time, because putting pressure on someone's back can impede their breathing. But their neck? Nah, I don't think that's right. It's quite excessive. When he said, "I can't breathe," I believe him. But since that situation, I'm just watching these body cam videos and people are just saying it, even when there's no force being involved. I remember seeing one video. This guy is sitting against the wall, handcuffed. He's sitting up. Nobody's touching him or anything. And he's like, "I can't breathe. I need water." And the police officer is like, "We'll get you water in a moment. The paramedics are coming as well." And he replies to them like immediately, "I don't want your water, man. F y'all and your mothers." And he just continues to cuss them out and then says something about George Floyd. So I'm genuinely puzzled at this point. And I see the comments. I'm not the only one thinking this, it seems. I see the comments and some people are mentioning this too. Like, is this guy really pulling this card? And y'all think I'm being very picky right now. Maybe some of y'all feel that way. Trust me. If you watch these body cam YouTube channels, I'm not kidding here. I'm really telling the truth. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's really disheartening to see people just start shouting this dude's name and claiming they can't breathe at all. But in the same breath, no pun intended, they're kicking, screaming at max volume, spitting, yapping. And I know some people act like, yo, if you can't breathe, you can't speak. That's not necessarily true. However, there is a thing called positional asphyxia, where the position you're in makes it harder for you to breathe, especially when you're on your stomach, because your diaphragm works against the pressure of you laying on your chest. That's why police officers are supposed to be trained to make sure people who get restrained or handcuffed, they're supposed to sit up or stand up or be in a position where they can breathe easily, right? And maybe I'm stupid, but I remember I played American football in high school for many years, and I know some of y'all are European, so I have to mention American with football, okay? There have been many times where I felt like I struggled to breathe because I was overwhelmed from playing. Someone tackled me one time during practice, and all the air popped out of my lungs. It just, for real, it just flew out my body. I remember it so clearly. I had to get air quickly back. I never felt that before. The first time in my life, someone just hit me unexpectedly, then boom, no air in my lungs, no air at all. It was scary. So I understand situations where you might be very physically active or in a physical situation and you're overwhelmed. Therefore, it's harder for you to breathe. So when you're kicking around, being belligerent, unhinged because you're getting arrested and you're using all your energy and so forth just to make the situation more difficult, I get where people say there is a difficulty of breathing. But people saying, I can't breathe, George Floyd, in situations just to spark outrage or to instill fear into police just because you're angry about your arrest, I feel like it's making people tone deaf to hearing that phrase. Hearing someone say, I can't breathe, should, of course, not be ignored. If someone says they can't breathe, that should be very much considered about the current situation, about how you subdue a subject. And once someone is restrained, it's really up to the police to ensure the person's safety. It's their responsibility. Unfortunately, though, some people are saying it not as a cry of a life or death plea. Some people are misusing the phrase to complicate the situation and disregard any sort of accountability. If you watch these police body cam videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of Karens pull this card quickly too. In moments, they feel anger or defiance. And this is all because they're getting arrested. They resort to anything. When the brain is under stress due to things getting physical, people will revert to saying things like that. The phrase, I can't breathe, has become a symbol of issues with justice and police in general. It's supposed to be a phrase to indicate the significance of reforming the police. But when people misuse it, it begins to desensitize people. I think we all, no matter what country you live in, I think we all want to have a system where everyone can be ensured accountability and proper policing, right? The police are supposed to protect you. A lot of police officers have power trips. I know they may not communicate the best. Not everyone gets the best treatment by police, of course. The whole point of police reform is to help diminish and remove that from happening. And even if it does, because you can't really change everybody, right? Even if it does, they will be held accountable, because I think this is why a lot of these body cam YouTube channels have infinite content, because of situations like the George Floyd situation. Police departments are constantly having their officers trained differently and wearing body cams. So even if a cop isn't good, they will be held accountable for their actions. This will help restore trust between civilians and those policing the community. If people keep using this phrase, I'm worried it will make some police officers, and well, I think it already has done this to people on social media, clearly. I'm one of those people, but I think it will make people very skeptical. It's not that we don't think people should get help or police should not give people genuine responses to emergencies or medical attention. It's just people getting desensitized ends up just making others more endangered. If a police officer has encountered so many false claims too frequently, even though they should still provide medical services by calling the paramedics over, you can't be surprised that law enforcement ends up maybe delaying the medical response or not taking it as serious as they should. Because even though the person could really be going through it, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone lies about not being able to breathe. But this is what happens when bad people overuse the phrase so much. And I can easily tell that some people simply say it as a stress or an anxiety response, because I've seen videos, these body cam videos, where people start shouting, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Why are you doing this? Just because someone grabbed their wrists to handcuff them. That's it. They're standing up, hands behind their back. They're just gently getting handcuffed, right? Nobody's fighting or anything. You know, they're just going through the regular protocol. Then just randomly, I can't breathe. George Floyd, Trayvon Martin. I saw someone in one video. Someone mentioned George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, a bunch of people in the same sentence. Okay. There was another video. There was this guy attacking people at the bar, right? He was just like, I guess he was just fighting a bunch of people at the bar because he was drunk or something, right? The moment one handcuff went on his wrist, They just started shouting it. And again, I understand it's probably an anxiety response or the fear of consequences. But man, it's just wild. You know how people make accusations against like celebrities about stuff? It happens so frequently that the people that actually lied about things, it ended up ruining it for a lot of genuine victims who went through something. It also desensitized a lot of people who are following cases like that. Because now, and you've seen this, you hear accusations thrown out. Like people just say, oh, this person did this person did that. And you can't tell if some people are telling the truth anymore. Unfortunately, people be clout chasing nowadays. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of people make false accusations about people online that at this point, whenever I hear or read something personally, I just don't immediately believe it anymore. Listen, go to the police if you have proof. File a civil lawsuit if you can't file a criminal one. Why are you telling the internet if someone did a crime against you? Listen, someone did a crime against me. I'm telling the police. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I may go on the internet as well, but trust me, I'm going to the police first. Okay. But when people ask this same question, suddenly they either make up something. Here comes these false chat logs or these fake screenshots, or suddenly they just don't have proof. And they're suddenly like, oh, I'm just going to let it go. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to move on. Oh, all right. And then suddenly people go, was this person probably lying? Did I just get fooled? Did I just act angry and just be outraged over a lie someone told? Or someone wasn't telling the full story, or someone's just disgruntled? And then now the real victims, when they come out, people struggle to take them serious because these people, they've been lied to by false accusers. Since it's so frequent online, right? Or in this world in general. It's very sad. People genuinely ruin things like this. So just to wrap this up, because I sort of digressed, right? The I can't breathe saying, it's more than just a phrase. When you misuse it out of frustration or even intentionally, it unfortunately puts a risk of making people in society and law enforcement potentially desensitized to the plea. And then when someone really needs oxygen, but people are so desensitized, now this is why you got people online saying stuff that they're saying. Or worst case, someone loses their life. I mean, what do you guys think? This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. Times Square. Nightmare 7 a.m. in the morning though. No surprise. Times Square's you and I under those lights. No disguise. Don't tell me everything you wanted was a lie. All those city lights, it's an endless night. Never expected you to bring me so much life. Close my eyes too long, then it's time to say goodbye. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Caution. Wait a moment, keep my heart locked away, it's filled with emotion. Gave the key to you, right in front of you is open. Hey, try your best to not leave it broken. Oh, it's been a while since you know it's frozen.